Hey guys, Jeremy here from School of Wok, Covent Garden. It is Wok Wednesday, and this week we are doing a Korean seafood pancake, Haemul Pajeon. So we're going to start with the actual batter, and it's actually almost like a single cream consistency batter. We've got some plain flour, rice flour, and then I like to put about a tablespoon of corn flour in there. Just helps to crisp it up a little bit more. Some baking powder to make it nice and light and fluffy, and then season it with a couple of pinches of salt. Now, as I say, you want to get that nice sort of single cream texture. So it's quite a thin-ish batter. I may or may not use all of this water. Let's see. Really nice cold water makes a good batter. It's not a problem here in the UK because it's getting quite cold these days. So just straight out of the tap. Definitely too thick right now. Go a little bit at a time. One little drop more and I think I'm there. There we go. It's a good consistency, so we can just let that sit for a bit and get a bit more airy from that baking powder working with the water and the flour. That's out of the way. Straight onto the filling of the actual pancake. It's always good to use a good amount of spring onion. I'm just going to chop a little bit off to make a little sort of side dipping sauce. And in this tray here, I've got some finely chopped garlic, a little bit of chili flake, and some toasted sesame seeds. So spring onion can go onto that, and I'll deal with that later on. The actual spring onions here now, just take the ends off and then just slice into the spring onions lengthways in half. So when I start to fry, the first thing I fry is my spring onions. I quite like getting a slight char on the edges of the spring onion. So then it's a seafood pancake, so I've got today a mixture of squid and prawns. With the squid, I'm just going to do rough slices out of. I don't mind putting the tentacles in either, just any odd bits you just want to cut off. This has already been pre-cleaned, this squid, so it makes it nice and easy. The prawns, you can either keep whole, like so, or if you want it to go a bit further, then you could cut it in half. But for me, today, I'm going to keep it whole. Really easy. Everything's pretty much set up there. I'll make up the sauce. We'll get cooking your pancake. So I've got, just to reiterate, garlic, some chili flakes, a little bit of toasted sesame seed and some spring onion. Light soy sauce for some salty flavour. Balance that out with some brown sugar. Don't need a lot, just a little pinch. Some rice vinegar. And then some sesame oil. And a bit of water just to help melt that sugar through. It looks beautiful, that sauce, just as it is. Really very simple. So the first thing you want to do is start to sear off your spring onion. Get that nice char on the edges of the spring onion. Once you've done that, then we can start to sort of compile and form your pancake. Nice medium to high heat. And you do want to make sure you've got enough oil on the base of your pan so that it's easy to sort of flip and turn your pancake later on. Just going to go skin side down. Spread those out. Just be careful of the spitting. Spring onion doesn't take long to brown, so you kind of want to be ready with your mix. I'm going to layer a fair amount of mix over the top. so it forms a nice base of the pancake. So it's not on the very top heat, it's just on a sort of medium to high temperature because I want that pancake to cook through over a bit of time whilst I'm sort of compiling the seafood and everything else. My squid and prawns, whilst the batter is still nice and sort of soft, not fully cooked, go in at this point so it kind of cakes into the pancake. You need to make sure that there's enough space, and as much as possible you spread that seafood out evenly. Just going to turn the heat down slightly just so it doesn't burn. So what you want to do now is just cover with a little bit more of that batter, not too much. I don't want it to be over battery. It's just kind of holding the seafood in place. Last thing that goes into it is your egg, and I'm going to crack the egg and then just sort of roughly break your yolk into the white, but don't over mix it. I want a sort of ripple of egg white and egg yolk. And that, in a second, just gets poured over the top. But at the moment, my batter's still a little bit raw, so I'm going to let it cook through for another minute or so before I put my egg on top. So my egg is going to go over the top, and I know that this is the right sort of time because it's kind of almost fully cooked, but the top bit is still a little bit raw. When I flip it, that's when it will cook through again. So my egg's going to go over the top, and this is where the colour comes in, and it just starts to look beautiful. Again, I'm going to allow that egg to cook through a little bit before I then flip the whole pancake. So if you want your egg to cook through a little bit quicker, then just cover it with a lid and turn it up to medium heat. Let that cook for about 30 seconds to a minute. As I say, you want that char around the spring onions. You don't want to burn it too much if you can help it. This is the hard part, is trying to get underneath without breaking your pancake too much. So I've got one ladle under. Can I get the other? And then 3, 2, 1. Like an octopus. Okay, ready? Just go careful. Get your spatulas underneath before you flip. I'm gonna flip it. Right, you ready? And in 3, 2, 1, flip it. Woo!
I'm so glad that worked.
Me too. Woo! It's got a really nice char on the edges of the spring onion here. So whether you want to serve it this side up or the other way to show a bit of egg, maybe half-half is quite nice, you know. But the idea is that it's crispy on the outside and fluffy on the inside, or that's slightly gooey with the seafood inside too. So you can either flip this again, but I'm not going to dare because I'm pretty sure I'm going to break it. So that's definitely cooked, and that can go straight out. Oh, one little stray bit of squid there, look. So what I am going to do is cut that in half and then show you the other side. Beautiful, look at that. So then you get to see the nice gooiness of the seafood, crispy on the outside and the spring onion on the other. So it's the sauce over the top. Time to dig in. Just the right side of gooey for me, crispy as well. I love how simple this sort of cooking is. Guys, if you like this simple cooking with real Asian flavors, don't forget to subscribe to our channel.